First tonight, a 6-year-old boy with serious health problems is at the centre of a political storm between the British government and the Scottish government.
The boy was born with a heart condition in Orkney. The council there promised to fund his care, but stopped payments because he now lives with his foster parents in this region. Cambridgeshire County Council has also refused to support him. A senior judge says the boy has been disowned by the state. Today, his foster mother spoke to our Home Affairs correspondent Sally Chidzoy.
She can't be identified for legal reasons, but this foster mother from Cambridgeshire has spoken out for the first time on being at the centre of a financial tug-of-war between two councils. The little boy is a distant relative who the family agreed to care for because his biological parents in Orkney couldn't cope with his medical and educational needs. The councils have refused to fund his care. At the High Court, Senior Judge Mr Justice Headley was so angered by the legal arguments between Orkney and Cambridgeshire councils that he walked out of court to calm down.
The thing that made the judge so angry was when they said that no English judge could force a Scottish authority to do anything. Any order that he made couldn't be enforceable in Scotland.
The judge had told the court he had to adjourn the case so as to ensure that no wholly improper judicial observations escaped my lips. The 6-year-old has effectively been abandoned by the state, he said. There are no care plans, no council will take responsibility. Orkney Island Council had pledged in writing to support him, then changed their mind. It's had a devastating effect on the family. They can't sort the best care for him.
We can't get a legal decision that's sensible and puts the child's needs first, and it would appear that it has to be a political one.
How much has he flourished since he's been with you?
All the professionals that assess him all say that he's made more progress than any of them ever thought possible. I know that it's definitely made a difference to him. Basically, it's the system that's wrong. We do get upset when we're treated aggressively, when we perceive that we haven't done anything wrong other than wanting to give him as normal a life as possible and as happy a life as possible to this little person.
A spokesman for Cambridgeshire County Council acknowledged in a statement that the legal issue needed to be resolved at government level. Orkney Islands Council welcomes the judge's ruling that the assessment had to be made by Cambridgeshire County Council. Either way, neither council comes out of this at all well. The English and Scottish governments must now agree between them who pays. Sally Chidzoy, BBC Look East, Cambridgeshire.
Meanwhile, children's services in Essex are being closely monitored by the government. The county council had until today to respond to demands that social work involving children be brought up to an acceptable standard. Our chief reporter Kim Riley is in our newsroom now. So, Kim, at the moment they're failing.
Yes, I mean, only yesterday Ofsted rated English local authorities on their children's services. 10 were judged excellent, 93 good. That list included Norfolk, Suffolk, Cambridgeshire and Luton. 40 adequate, among those Northamptonshire, Hertfordshire and Milton Keynes. And where on earth was Essex? Well, is right down at the bottom, in the bottom 9, in fact, alongside Haringey, where, of course, that tragic story of baby Peter unfolded. 9 months ago, Essex County Council was given a notice of improvement, as it was called, told it had to pull up its socks. Basically, the government doesn't think it's done enough.
So what's happening now?
Well, basically, the Department for Children, Schools and Families is taking a much more hands-on approach. The County Council had until today to make its observations on a government improvement plan. It says it sent those observations to the department. I talked to the department. They say they've yet to receive them. An independent chairman's been appointed to oversee a board to kind of steer the way to an improvement. Chairman is a former director of children's services at Islington Council. He'll report directly to the Secretary of State, Ed Balls. By early February, the government wants a very clear plan of the way ahead and the way the council's going to achieve it. It says it wants real and sustainable improvements, and it wants them quickly.
Kim, thank you very much. Just when they thought it was safe to show their faces again, some of our MPs are having to face more embarrassing revelations about their expenses.
Their claims for the last financial year have just been made public, and once again they feature everything from gardening to kitchen equipment. Our political correspondent Andrew Sinclair has been going through them.
Yes, and once again you can go on the internet and you can look up what your local MP claimed on their second home last year. There are no great revelations this time because we now know what MPs used to be allowed to claim for. But for some it's once again all a little bit embarrassing. For instance, the Conservative MP for Huntingdon, Jonathan Ginogly, claimed £4,200 for repairs to his house, drains and driveway. His neighbour, Stuart Jackson in Peterborough, claimed £880 for gardening, which included the pollarding of a row of lime trees. The Essex MP Bernard Jenkin claimed £127 to repair his Arga, while Sir Alan Hazelhurst, another Essex MP, claimed £100 for logs and £36 to clean a playhouse. Meanwhile, Phil Hope, the MP for Corby, claimed for lots of kitchen equipment, including a hamburger maker, £2 from Morrison's, a potato peeler, a teapot, cafetiere, and a £6.50 Swiss roll tray. Now, it's important to stress that none of these MPs have done anything wrong. This was all allowed under the old rules, which have since been tightened. Also, these MPs have all repaid substantial amounts. Alan Hazelhurst has repaid £14,000, Phil Hope £42,000, which covers everything he ever claimed under the Second Homes Allowance. His office says he regards the issue as now in the past.
MPs are trying to draw a line under all this. They keep telling me that the public are no longer interested in this subject. But most people we spoke to in Mr Hope's constituency today had strong views.
They should buy these things out of their own money, not claim for them. We can't do it.
I don't think we should be giving them anything. They're supposed to be working for us, and it doesn't look like they are at the moment.
I'm not really bothered about trivial things like that, you know.
And research from Essex University suggests that 58% of the public are still very angry about expenses. 30% believe the scandal proves MPs are corrupt. That's down on the summer, but it shows it's still a big issue.
I've been doing surveys for many years, and I've never seen such angry answers as I have for these questions. We first asked these questions back in the summer, and we've carried on each month. And it looks as though the anger is there and will continue. So my feeling is it's going to affect the general election.
Well, this is the last lot of expenses to be published under the old system. From now on, MPs' claims will be far more boring. Now, there'll be more on MPs' expenses, including the views of Ian Gibson, the MP who came a cropper because of his claims, on the Politics Show this Sunday at midday here on BBC One. Stuart.
Thank you very much indeed.
Still to come on Look East, a former